So, basically, I wanted to do I guess you kind of say like just a little explain video for our website, Fantasy Forecast. It's a trade calculator.
Suppose you want to explain something on the internet. What would be the best way to do that?
We just need the fucking dude to say, you were good. That's all I've been waiting for like the last 10 minutes. I'm
It's not
dying
easy
here.
to say because nobody else can say
We're
it.
falling off. We're falling off.
This year forecast is based on historical outcomes, trying to find correlations between what has happened and what eventually did happen. So I'm bringing up a graph here. This is all the wide receivers from 2010 to 2020. Y-axis, points next year. X-axis, points last year. So this is basically just a linear regression. That's what's going on here. I mean, that's basically the gist of the model. Pretty simple.
So the question is that really so? And just based on this figure, it would seem that there is a positive relationship, but if the data are actually multi-level, the answer may not be as clear.
Yeah, that one guy in there, that's my guy. I appreciate you.
He might have actually been a complete stranger that none of us know.
I mean, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
You know, we like strangers.
That's a weird thing to say.
Whoa! Okay, that was out of nowhere.
Pretty soon, we're going to start a discussion of model building and variable selection, helping us decide which variables should go in our model and which ones shouldn't. And this is just going to help motivate that discussion of why we need to choose which variables go in the model.
So the variable that we're using, though, in the model is not literally points scored. It's fantasy value.
Value-based drafting combines player projections with positional scarcity to inform how you should draft across positions.
Yeah, so really we're looking at two different components here. One of the main components is really comparing players within the same position. So that's determining that baseline and then looking at how players compare to that baseline. So we're comparing a replacement level running back versus the top of the class, and the same for wide receivers. And then from there, we also want to look at that value over that baseline compared to other positions. And that's where we're really getting into the value-based drafting.
The value of a player is based on how he ranks with his position. That's the independent variable that we're using. Also the dependent variable. And that way, this is an autocorrelation kind of thing.
Autocorrelation refers to a correlation of a variable with itself over time. This is autocorrelated data. So autocorrelation means that the value of a variable strongly or weakly, but depends on its past value. So stock indices are a good example. We can see that stock index is not like random noise like before. So there's of course a time trend.
I love that accent. He seems like a great guy.
Conditional expectations. We're going to be applying covariates and filtering the data based on those. Games played, age, and N+. So N+ means how many years in the future we're looking ahead. We're starting with the first iteration and then cycling through all the covariate lists. Each of these iterations, we're filtering the data along those three things that we just mentioned, and so on and so forth. Look at all the correlations. Look at all the regressions right here.
I will next explain the idea of regression analysis. Regression analysis answers the question, how much do these variables together explain the variation of the dependent variable? So regression analysis basically draws a line through the data, and the line is defined by regression coefficients or the betas in the model.
These are just simple graphs of the coefficients here shown right here. That's the linear equation of the line of best fit. You're going to have a slope and an intercept. So the equation is going to show the line of best
We are falling off.
Yeah, but no,
We're
because
washed.
For each iteration, you're going to get a different line of best fit. And we're recording all these in a different file. So these slopes and intercepts are going to be recorded in another file. That's where the second level, the Remember multi-level? There's where the second level comes in.
Good, Big Dan. The first thing about multi-level models is that they're applied to models where you have multiple levels. So we have level 1 observations typically nested in level 2 observations, typically nested in level 3 observations.
He's a human.
Oh, he's a human.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Or can
Almost
he-
superhuman.
I don't know. You know what he is? He's a dog.
He's a dog.
he's got that dog in him.
He's got that dog.
I retract him being human. He is.
So the point is we're going to be using a multi-level. This is going to end up being a multi-level model. First level is correlation from one year to the next. You're going to get a slope and intercept. Line of best fit from 1 year to the next. The second level is going to be how these slopes and intercepts change based on games played, N+, and age. And you can see there's trends. The slope changes, it decreases with age. The last step of the models applies the smoothing function.
Talk about smoothing. Now, why do we do this? Say you have a graph like this. This is your time series plot. See how this has got lots of crazy fluctuations going on? It's kind of hard to see what the overall trend is. So we smooth this out so that we can see the underlying trend, to see what's actually going on.
You speak like such a woman.
No, the
I'm
woman
not
is
mad.
like,
I'm just disappointed.
No, the woman is like, you think it should be bigger? You think it should be smaller? And then
It's your
and then
show.
the dude
It's your
is like,
show.
Dude is like,
You're the host.
whatever.
So the last step of the model just applies a smoothing function to these. We're gonna draw a line through these, and that's going to be the slope and intercepts that we're going to use when we actually do the forecasting.
Would you rather have a cheeseburger or
Bijan Robinson.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
I love that guy.
But you know what? I'll transition this time.
With the 8th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Bijan Robinson.
So then there's just one more model, the draft capital. That's the next predictor variable. And as you would expect, lower draft number, higher points expected. And we can see it's not a simple linear trend. We just got to apply logarithmic transformation to it. Applying a logarithmic transformation because it's going to make a better fit. And that's about it really, for real, for a simple explanation. Under the about,